Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 8 of Knights of the Turntable. Sorry for the delay. We've had some scheduling issues, but we are back on track. I am your host, Charles Singletary, aka Profex, and with me I have Joe Hova.
Yo, what's up? Glad to be back.
I got Matt. I got Matt Dean.
What up, man? Long time.
And we are working without. Oh, sorry. It's actually playing the podcast back to me. My bad. That was weird. But yeah, we're working without Gary right now. Clear with the technical difficulties, but we've got the editor-in-chief of the Koalition.com, Richard Bailey, with us tonight.
What's up, everyone? Thanks for having me on the show. I hope I can add something interesting to the conversation.
Word up. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. We're a little behind because we didn't do a podcast last week. But first, we're going to start off with Kendrick Lamar's single, I. There's been plenty of time to digest that track fully now. So I want to get everybody's opinions on it real quick. We'll start off with Mr. Dean, Matt Dean.
You know, I missed that. I didn't even see that on there. I didn't actually listen to it. Not even gonna lie.
Wait, it's been out for like 3 weeks and you still haven't heard it?
I didn't listen to it, no.
Doug, I'm sad.
That's the thing, I like Kendrick too, but shit, my bad.
You know what? Hey, jump on YouTube and check it out. Seriously,
right,
the first 2 minutes, you'll be fine after you listen to the first 2 minutes of it.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll be quiet for the next 2 minutes and listen to it.
Rich, if you need to, do the same thing, man. Hop right on it. But, Joe, you go first.
I love it. I loved it from the moment I heard it, even though I knew he was going after the top 40 spins with that one.
What made you think that off jump that he was going for top 40 spins?
Just listen to it. Just listen to the beat and how upbeat it is. It wants to be the hip-hop version of Happy.
Oh, goodness. But you know what? I can understand that. I can definitely co-sign with that one. Like, and also, with that being said, you knew that it was going to be a lot of Twitter hate on that joint, too.
Oh, from the okay, so that dropped on the 22nd of September. So I wake up and I'm getting ready for work. It's like 9:30, I think, and I was like, normally I don't listen to music before I get to work, but I was like, screw it, it's a Kendrick song, I gotta listen to it. So I'm sitting there, I'm listening to it, and I'm just like, and I'm reading Twitter as I'm listening, and I'm just like, this song is actually good, I like it. But of course, Twitter being Twitter, they want to hate every single thing. So everybody on Twitter was like, oh my god, this song sucks, da da da. And I think me and you were one of like 3 people. I think I saw somebody else who said that they liked it.
Yeah, pretty much. The general consensus from everyone else was that they didn't like it. But with most songs with a positive, upbeat message and tempo, people aren't going to like it.
Well, remember, he put out Swimming Pools, and everybody thought that was a song about drinking, but when you listen to it, the concept was alcoholism.
True. Yeah, we talked about that before.
And that song, I didn't like that as the first single. Like, I heard that and it's like, oh, this album's not going to be good. But eventually, it won me over.
Yeah, I liked it as a first single because I recognized the duality of it. Like the appeal to people that came to him for lyricism and the people that just don't actually listen to the music, or to the words at least. I knew that it was going to appeal to them, just with the hook, man.
That and I still can't believe T- did that beat. T- is so dope.
See, I don't actually know too much about T-, but
he
that production was very dope.
He did some stuff on Nicki's album, and he did some stuff on Drake's first album.
Okay, word up. I'll have to listen back to it and see specifically what he's done, because I'm sure I've heard it plenty of times. But Rich, have you listened to the new single?
Yes, I have listened to the new single.
Your thoughts, sir?
You know, I like it. As you already know, I like most of Kendrick's stuff. But I want to hear more. I want to hear some more information about, when we're going to hear about this next album that's coming out. But yeah, I tend to like a lot of songs where artists they take a little bit of the old school music and put it into their flows and stuff, and I thought it was great. I'm not gonna say it's amazing, but no, it was good. It was great.
So now we've got 4 people total that have enjoyed the Kendrick Lamar track, and now let's get Matt's perspective on it.
Somebody's trying to get radio plays. Like that's the first thing I heard was it really sounds like somebody's just trying to get a radio single. I'm not muted still, am I?
No, we can hear you.
All right, cool. I liked it. His cadence was weird. Like it's not exactly what I was expecting.
It's even more of a robot voice.
Yeah, and it's not bad. Like I liked it. I listened to like the first 2.5 minutes. I feel like I got enough of it. The hook was all right, but to me it just seemed like it was just going for that top, trying to shoot straight up the damn top 40 and get some radio spins.
And you know what's funny? My day job's radio, so like I look at the charts every week, and the very first week that song was out, the week following that, it was added to 11 top 40 stations right off the bat.
So it did its job, basically.
Yep, did its job. And it's still gaining spins each week.
What's it currently charting at right now? Do you know? Like Billboard wise.
Give me a second, and you guys keep talking. I'll look it up because I have the chart in my email.
All right. When's the album? Is there any word on the album drop?
Nope, no word on the album just yet. Your statement echoed exactly what Joe said about it going for the top 40, and I agree.
Just sound like a radio track, like straight up. It's a good first single. I'm interested to hear more now.
Yeah, like it's got the buzz going on the radio. I think the next single is going to be the one that really brings it home as far as garnering interest. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I got the stats for that. From this past week's list, they release them on Tuesdays, and they chart it. The way it's charted is they go they take 3 days at a time to give you like the consensus, I guess. Kendrick Lamar went from 44 to 38, and he's up. Okay, let me find it. He's up 185 spins on top 40.
All right, now how is that? Because I don't know how to gauge how this works.
It was added the week before, so he jumped 6 spots. So he's technically in the top 40. So he's going to be going for more ads this week to climb further up. Then.
Do you think that track will continue to get some traction? Like, do you think it'll continue to go up?
I think it will, just because it reminds me so much of Happy for some reason, and I don't know why that is, because they don't really sound alike, but it sounds like Happy to me. So I feel like that white people are gonna love it. So
white people are gonna love it.
So it's just gonna start climbing up the charts.
Well, I can feel that it's doing its job basically. I mean, it was kind of unashamed in doing it. Plus, I feel like the message, the self-love message, was kind of needed anyway at this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I appreciated that. Like, it's I kind of want to sit down and like take a few more listens to deconstruct it more, because I didn't really get a chance to do that in 2.5 minutes. But I did appreciate that kind of love yourself kind of message that you don't necessarily hear from a lot of hip hop. It's especially mainstream hip hop, radio hip hop, still flooded with boast rhymes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's like the foundation.
References.
Oh yeah, weed is all over the place, and it's awkward with some of the artists that have that appeal. I can enjoy them sometimes, like Wiz back in the day, but I don't smoke weed, and it's really hard to relate to those people all the time. And there's artists that focus on it all the time, but that's another topic for a different day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why you gotta listen to Currency, because Currency, he does rap about weed, but he doesn't always rap about weed.
Yeah. I actually saved like 2 Currency projects to my phone yesterday, just in an effort to listen to them, because the stuff that I heard, like I listened to the Stoned Immaculate, and it was dope.
Really good album.
Really, really good, and that was my first full listen to him, and I'm definitely I got 2 of the projects he dropped this year. The something about the drive-in.
Drive-in car theater or something like that, and then more because he just put one out like over the weekend, I think, or last weekend.
Yeah, that one, the one that he just put out, I got that one and the one in the drive-in. But I'm definitely gonna give him a spin. But let's go ahead and jump into the next topic. This one should be a long one. because it should be very interesting coming from so many different perspectives. But the question is, what was your introduction to independent hip hop?
Don't make me go first.
I'm not gonna make you go first, but I do have a question though.
Sure.
Like, what? Let's define independent hip hop. Okay, because it's not enough to say that working without a label is indie, because there are independent labels as well. Now, this is to clarify for the audience. So I have a question. Now, this question is for Matt. Would rhyme sayers be considered indie?
Yeah, I'd call them indie. Anything that's not on, like, even if it's on an imprint, like, all these labels are pretty much on imprints these days. I would say anything that's not necessarily getting a lot of top 40 radio play, something that isn't a marquee household name, yeah, you can call it indie. I mean, everyone's definition is going to be a little bit different, but if it's not something, the masses are listening to, like, the definition is broad and loose. We're not gonna be, break any backs here.
All right, cool. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into our stories. Does anybody want to volunteer to go first?
Crickets!
All right, cool. That's fine. I'll start it off myself. All right, with the understanding that rhyme sayers counts, Atmosphere and Brother Ali were actually my first introductions to independent hip hop. Brother Ali was given his album, The Undisputed Truth, had just dropped. I believe this is 2007. And
yeah, that was an 07 release.
Yeah, that was a great year for hip hop. But one of my fraternity brothers handed me Undisputed Truth, and just gave it to me and told me to listen to it on the way. And I came away absolutely impressed because I realized that I had heard the stuff riding around with him in Tuscaloosa all the time, but I didn't know who the artist was. And I listened to that, and it was fantastic. And that sparked. Then the Atmosphere I was aware of, even way before then, but I hadn't actively listened to him. But the Brother Ali project was one of the first ones. Also, another introduction to indie in kind of a different way. If everyone in the podcast is familiar with who Mike Shinoda is, right?
Yeah, from
Okay.
Linkin Park.
Right.
The dude who does all the rapping from Linkin Park.
Yes. Mike Shinoda is responsible for introducing me to Lupe Fiasco.
Oh.
Yeah, with his We Major mixtape, which came before his Fort Minor album, which Fort Minor is Mike Shinoda's rap persona. It's just strictly hip-hop without the rock at all. He did the mixtape, and on it, Lupe was on there on like 2 or 3 tracks. And that is when I listened to Lupe. It was before he was signed, when he was dropping the Fahrenheit mixtapes and all that. That, I think, was my more defining introduction to independent hip-hop, because that led me to listen to Justice League, Little Brother, Blue's album Below the Heavens came out the same year as Brother Ali's Undisputed Truth. Skyzoo, Torre, a whole bunch of people like that. That it's crazy that Mike Shinoda was the spark for my interest in that stuff and inspired me to start digging a lot deeper. And of course, like, there's sporadic moments where I was jumping into things like MF Doom and all that. But yeah, I'd say Mike Shinoda actually was the beginning of me getting into independent hip hop. So who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Word up.
So I started doing radio in college. It was about 2005. So I started getting like the basis of it, and then I wanted to put local artists on and independent artists on. So like I would dig around and I would find a few here and there, and it was cool. Like I remember the first time I heard B.O.B. was that Cloud9 song, and I thought that was so cool. So I was like, okay, this is cool. But like my first with projects from it, it was actually when I graduated college, 2010. That's when I found out about Big Crit and Dom Kennedy, all in the same summer.
Word.
And both of those projects are still in my top projects from the last 5, 6, 7 years.
That's a pretty dope place to start. Like I'm on and off with Dom Kennedy,
Mm-hmm.
but I am a huge Big Crit fan.
That tape still goes to this day. Kurt Was Here and From the West Side with Love. Like, if you've never listened to either of those, you gotta listen to them. Those are like mandatory listening for this generation.
Yeah, Crit Was Here wasn't even my first listen to Crit. I went back to that one. Return to Forever was my first one.
And see, that's what a lot of people say. They say that they didn't get on Crit until Return to Forever.
Yeah.
Which I find weird because Crit Was Here is a lot better than that to me.
I don't know, man. I gotta go back and listen again, but Return to Forever is really, really good.
I don't know. That's when he starts talking about his cars a lot more.
There are other songs beyond that.
Yeah, but Crit Was Here is talking about like how he wants a car.
Now he got the car and he's boring. Huh?
That's all he's talking about now. Man, I got this new old school, whatever.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you this: the Vent. One of the songs from the end of Return to Forever, I think that's still one of the most incredible songs to ever grace my ears.
That and 2000 and Beyond still fire.
Yeah, like, man, the Vent kind of, I related to it really well around that time when I first listened to it too. So, of course, that's part of it. But how about you, Rich?
I just have one question.
Go.
Do you consider Strange Fruit Project indie artists or mainstream artists?
That would be indie.
Strange music? Strange music's definitely indie.
Yes.
No, not Strange Music.
It's Strange Fruit Project.
Yeah, I know about them. I haven't listened to all of their stuff, but Strange Fruit Project would be indie.
Well, I just would like to say how I jumped into the indie scene was basically through them. They had an album that came out in 2006 called The Healing. Awesome album. They have a song on there called Parachutes, one of my favorites. But that whole album is good. They got, of course they have Little Brothers on there as well.
I knew they worked together. I've never actively listened to a Strange Fruit Project. Yeah, I said that right. But I've always wanted to go back and listen to them. I've actually put them in the same realm as Flatbush Zombies, who I just finally listened to one of their projects, and it was really good.
You sent that to me, and I really liked it.
Yeah, that was a really good one. It was just they were in the same realm where I knew about them. I knew they were dope via word of mouth. I just never listened to them.
Oh yeah.
Did that push you to check out any other people, or did you kind of float that on?
Well, yeah, of course I listen to other artists like Common, Mos Def, Mos Def prior to the name change and afterwards. But obviously, that was a good. That helped me to get into Little Brother a little bit more. Some Talib Kweli, stuff like that.
Do you like that Black Star record?
Oh yes, Black Star. Well, where is it at? Where's the reunion?
We've been asking that for a long time.
Man, if they gave me another Black Star album,
I would die. I'd lose my shit, man.
We're never gonna get like a good. I'm not gonna say a good Mos Def, but it might be a long time before we get another Mos Def album because. Like, he's been supposed to release an album with Manny Fresh, like, forever. For, like, the last, 5 years.
I was so hyped for that. Like, I watched the interview, and I was so excited for it. And this was around the time where he was dropping those random tracks out of nowhere on YouTube, where they were over, like, Kanye beats and stuff. And it was taking the super mainstream sound and lyricism and flipping it on his head, and I was like, yo, Mos Def is about to take over. And then he disappeared. Like, him and Jay Electronica have to be in the same hole at this point.
I think he lives in South Africa now. I don't think he can get back in the country right at the moment.
Well, with him wearing dresses that look like the Knicks colors, I don't blame him.
See, that's just foul, but that's true.
But true.
But true. All right, so Matt, it's on you now.
All right. Honestly, this is you're probably gonna scratch your head for a moment, but my introduction to indie hip hop and my falling in love with hip hop are kind of one and the same. I didn't really listen to hip hop before I got introduced to a lot of this indie stuff. It was like circa 2004. I used to go to this. Technically it was a public school, but it was like 45, 50 students in a small like 3-room schoolhouse, and there was this dude there named Casey. And I just like I was almost anti-rap before that, right? Like I listened to a little bit of Eminem, a little bit here and there, but I didn't, for the most part, I didn't find it relatable. I didn't quite see the artistry in it. I didn't understand, I was one of those kids, oh, rap takes no talent, right? Well, this dude just over a 6-month course of time or so just flipped my whole world on its head. Like he would be sitting in the classroom just like blaring this music like when nothing was going on, and most people were kind of annoyed by it, like, oh, that's just Casey, that's he's always listening to this crap, oh, like pay him no mind. And for some reason, like watching him be so passionate about hip hop and all these artists that I'd never heard of, and him breaking down and deconstructing lyrics and always just talking about hip hop, for some reason it just something snapped. And one day, like I asked him, like, hey, if I bring you a blank CD, can you just throw some stuff on it? And he's like, for sure. So I bring him this CD. I come back 2 days later. He brings it back 2 days later. It's got all this like hand-drawn like Sharpie artwork on it, and the big old Casey's mix, like, and it's all like this graffiti art. Yeah, like right there. Right. And he's like, don't listen to this around your parents. And that was it. It had like atmosphere, it had idea, it had immortal technique, it had just, I wore that thing out. And just he made me a couple of those, and they're all gone now, dude, because they just eventually I just wore them out. Like they don't exist anymore. I listened to them so many times, and from there I just dived straight into the internet. And if it wasn't for that dude just constantly seeing how much he loved hip hop and that it wasn't all about guns and bling and money and expletives, and that there was a true message and a true artistry there, I would never have gotten into it, man.
And that's a heavy dose to all get at once, but that's definitely
love right there, dude. It was I don't know, like if it wasn't for that guy, I don't even think he knows this guy. I lost touch with him a decade ago, but if it wasn't for that one dude, I would never be listening to hip hop.
Hey man, you beat everybody for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
He was in. He gave you that mixtape with Sharpie written all over it.
Sharpie graffiti all over it.
I hope he's out there. I hope he continued to enlighten more people to independent hip hop.
I mean, he spit too, and like he would just like sit around doing these wicked freestyles that just kind of at the same time like I didn't even know people could do that. Like back, 16-year-old me, like, did you just come up with that on the top of your head? Yeah. Like what? How do you do that?
Yeah, that sounds like that was the birth of a true hip hop fan at that point.
It really was, and honestly, like, what I knew about hip hop would consist of, Lil Jon and everything that is garbage that was floating around in the early.
Oh, hey.
I mean,
Lil Jon Crunk is a classic album.
Look, I mean, he taught us some important stuff, like how to snap our fingers and things like that. But for the most, and to read a book. But for the most part, Lil Jon holds no relevance.
He holds a lot of relevance.
A lot.
I'm just
he shaped the. Okay. I didn't have to go.
I'm not a huge. I'm not a huge Lil Jon and the East Side Boys fan, but I respect his place in hip hop.
He definitely has.
Yeah. I mean, shit. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have Mr. Worldwide on Top 40 Radio.
That's true.
That is a good point.
Yeah, we'll give props to Lil Jon, but he is annoying as hell.
Yeah, he's a little bit annoying.
Yes.
Yeah, no one's more annoying than DJ Khaled though. So.
Oh, why did DJ Khaled shout out Beats headphones at the end of that Chris Brown track? Like that pisses me off so much.
Okay, well I didn't listen to that track.
Don't.
I kind of have a thing about listening to Chris Brown at this point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't understand why he would do that either. But it's whatever. There's so much BS going on with Beats right now, like with the NFL and all that crap. Because there's like 3 players that are going to get fined today or tomorrow because of wearing Beats.
Oh, yeah.
Beats?
Really?
Yeah.
Because wearing it during games? The official sound of the NFL.
Oh.
That's a very touchy subject. They shouldn't be wearing them headphones anyway because of the title of the headphones. But yeah, that's very touchy.
You taking shots a little too soon, man. Ray Rice shots. I don't know if Ray Rice is wearing Beats though. I don't think he was, but yeah, like 3 players wear. They get fined $10,000 for each time that they get caught wearing it during the game.
Yeah, but it depends on who it is too, because I was talking to my girl about this over the weekend because she brought it up, and I told her that Beats will probably just pick up Kaepernick's fine each time.
Yeah, they're probably gonna pick up everyone's fines.
Yeah.
Because even Tom Brady had freaking Beats on. And I'm like, he's like the freaking goody two shoes of the NFL.
He's the quintessential white guy of the NFL.
Yeah, and I'm like, and then he wasn't wearing like the big obnoxious ones. He had like the in-ear ones. So I guess that was a testament to his super goody two shoes white boy thing. But
all publicity is good publicity, right?
Yeah, true that. And that's exactly what's happening. And Bose is just gonna tank, which sucks because Bose is better, but. You know, it's very rare that the better product wins out in the market. So
they're also pretty expensive. Like the price point for a Bose is for an entry level Bose compared to an entry level Beats. You're still looking at a price differential there.
Yeah, but let's not get into that because it bothers me all the time, especially working in retail. I have to deal with people coming to get Beats without any ounce of knowledge on them. So.
Segue.
All right, and let's go ahead and jump into the next topic. Sway, King Tech, and Crooked Eye announced a couple weeks ago that they are starting the One Shot competition. It is a hip-hop reality show that'll basically be, as far as we understand, basically be comprised of rap battles, and they will, cultivate up-and-coming artists, and at the end you will have a winner of the show. It is going to be the Hip-Hop American Idol. How do we feel about this, gentlemen? Rich, I'll start with you.
Well, I'm not really that much of a Sway fan.
How?
I'm pretty sure that this is an excellent venture. It's a great opportunity. I saw the listing of the places they're going to have this event, and it just so happens they're going to be coming here. So I'm going to try and get down there so I can see people audition.
You might be able to add to the harmonic boos from the crowd. So we'll see.
Well, no, this is good. It will give people an opportunity. Those if they're looking for unsigned talent, those that it would seem very difficult to get started in this industry, they have an opportunity with this. I must admit though, I'm not a fan of American Idol either. So this approach here is like, well, hey, if it works for them, that's good.
Now keep in mind they are not calling it the Hip Hop American Idol. That was all me.
Oh, do you know if the format's going to be the same?
I don't know.
Format.
I think it's going to be a battle rap format. It's probably going to be just like that freaking show, the White Rapper Show.
The White Rapper Show? Is that literally what it's called?
Show.
It was. It actually was a good show. It wasn't bad. But yeah, it was a show, and they had just all white rappers, and they had a battle rap structure for it.
And then there was an HBO show. I can't remember what it was. It was called. There was an HBO battle rap show of like over a decade ago. Idea ended up winning that.
I don't know which one that was.
I can't remember the name of it. I can find it real quick, but I think it might have been called. I can't remember.
I don't know. I'm concerned because there's Crooked Eye, who's part of Slaughterhouse, who ran Total Slaughter, which was a piece of crap, and I'm worried that is going to end up being a part of it too. But Joe, how do you feel about it?
Blaze Battle, by the way, that's what it was called.
Actually, I really despise reality TV. Like the only reality TV shows I really like. I used to watch Teen Mom for God knows what reason.
Why? After you were watching Honey Boo Boo.
Well, part of it's for work. So, but I just kind of got hooked to it. And Catfish, those were my two favorites. But this, like this, we've never seen anything like this before. Like, outside of, like, the White Rapper show, you know, whatever. But, like, we haven't seen something, like, with these kind of people putting it together for, you know, for this thing. And I actually got a shout out because I was telling you guys before that, but Mike Trampy, he used to run social media for Hip Hop DX. He's actually a part of this, doing behind the scenes stuff with it, and he runs our Hip Hop Bloggers United group that I'm in. So, and he was asking us, you know, to tell people about it and stuff, like, over the course of the last few weeks. So I think, because he's a good guy, I think that with him involved and Sway and Crooked Eye and all of them, I think it's going to be, it might have its hiccups to start, but I think if they get it, like, ironed out, I think it could be something that could be fulfilling for, you know, years to come.
I have a question.
Okay.
How much of this event is going to be scripted? Because you said reality show, so I mean that.
I know.
Yeah,
That's my concern.
Mm-hmm.
Which we won't really know until we see what the structure is like.
Yeah.
The one thing the Total Slaughter show didn't have was a lot of room for scripted events. It had a couple for sure. But if, you know, we just get a little background and let's just get to the freaking tournament, then you won't have to worry about that. But if it's a freaking drawn out drama, then I'm gonna be pissed. But I don't think, if Sway is a constant part of it, he alone won't allow it to turn into that. I don't think.
Not.
Sway's about perseverance.
Yeah. I think that'll be the saving grace on that end. I don't know so much about King Tech, but hopefully with those couple guys there, we'll get some pure competition and, you know, get the whole thing apart.
Can I bring up something? I know it's not on the script, but you guys were talking about battle rap and about that.
Oh,
and
goodness. I think I know where this is going.
So did this Daylight dude really
try to take a shit on stage?
Yes.
Yes, he did. I watched it. And
I must have missed that. What?
You say he tried though. He didn't.
He tried. Security took him out. So here's okay.
Background. We'll
I can't
sidestep for a moment.
I think it was a King of the Dot event. I'm not 100% sure. But Daylight was battling Real Deal, who's really dope. And, you know, he always has the gimmicks or whatever. He comes up there, he has this all-black cloak with the hood and a mask, where it just looks like freaking damn near the Grim Reaper. And, you know, that's cool. I appreciate some of that stuff, especially if it ties into the rhymes, which often it does. Now, it was clear from Jump Street that the crowd in general is tired of Daylight's gimmicks. And that it wouldn't be that way if he didn't take so long to get to the punchline with everything. But he was taking his sweet time. The punchlines he did drop in there didn't hit or land as well. One, because they weren't as good as normal. And two, the crowd was like heckling him most of the time. So that happens for the first round. It happens more in the second. And in the third round, he says, if y'all boo me twice more, get it, boo-boo, he's going to take a shit on stage. So he got booed. And he lifted that black cloak, squatted on the stage.
Naked under it?
Yeah. Lifted the cloak, squatted on stage, and proceeded to attempt to take a shit. They let him try for a good minute or so.
Who was he battling again?
Real Deal. Real Deal just backed off.
Daylight versus Real Deal.
Real Deal backed off. But yeah, he copped the squat, and then security came and snatched him up and escorted him out.
God, that's
and I know that not all battle rappers are like that, but seeing gimmicks like that make me never want to watch battle rap.
Oh man, I'm glad I did though. Like I've been watching a ton of this stuff since in the last couple weeks, and I'm really glad I did. Like this stuff is
there's incredible stuff out there. It was
really
ridiculous.
Cool.
Daylight is a part of some of that incredible stuff. Like,
is he like the Terrell Owens of battle rap? Like
he's
getting in his own way.
He's getting to that point now. And well, more so Ocho Cinco actually. But one of the things, like an example of Daylight now, he went to Queen of the Ring, right, which is the female battle league.
Mm-hmm.
They did a promo to have Daylight battle a woman there. Which, number one, Daylight is one of two people that would be the last ones I would have battle a woman. Because they have no regard for the content that comes out of their mouth. Him and this other guy named Uno Lavos, both of them, like, they could give two shits what you think about what they're going to say.
Lavos is sick too, though.
Lavos is nuts, and he did battle a woman, and he destroyed her. It was, like, ridiculous. I couldn't help but die laughing the entire battle. It was ridiculous, and, like, hate me if you want, but it's nuts. And Joe, I'm gonna have you watch that battle. Rich too, so we can talk about it next time. But
no, gracias.
Daylight battle. No. It's not a bad battle, Joe. It's actually really good.
Sorry, you're breaking up. I can't hear you.
I'm not talking about the Daylight one. I'm talking about Uno Lavos. I'm not gonna make you watch the dude to try to take a shit on stage. But get back to my point. So he gets in Queen of the Ring, has two amazing rounds against this woman, and then decides to whip his dick out in the third round.
What?
I heard about that too as well. Yes.
Yeah, they actually have their match inside of a ring, or like a boxing ring, and yeah, he climbed up in the corner and whipped it out. It wasn't a prompted thing. He warned everyone before he did it that it was part of his round and it was about to happen. And a ton of people, if not everyone, vacated the building as he did it. And I just cut the battle off because I was
Like,
done.
I'm done.
So he succeeded then.
He succeeded.
Oh no, nobody wants to see that shit.
And like my thing with Daylight, and you know, any rap battle fans, criticize this statement if you want. I don't care. We can talk about it on the show. If he gave me 2 rounds of like just dope bars, you know, clever schemes, incredible punches, like normal, I don't care what he does in the third round because he'd win the battle. But if he keeps coming with this inconsistent crap and these themes that he isn't like fully fleshing out at this point, like the Spawn costume that he wore at the Total Slaughter event, if he doesn't flesh these out and give it a purpose, then I'm not about it. And it all started with his ski mask scheme, which is amazing. It will go down as one of the more classic schemes in rap battle. But it's not working anymore. And I'm wondering if he's doing it to make up for a lack of content.
Maybe.
Which sucks because he was one of the better writers in battle rap.
Uh-oh.
And now he's just kind of more of a gimmick.
Yeah.
Was he always more of a gimmick, or did people take him seriously at one point?
No. He at first he was completely serious, and then the ski mask thing happened, and he destroyed the guy, and so he started embracing that because he talks about it all the time. When he went the serious route, people didn't care for him. When he added the gimmick to it, then he became a household name. But the thing is the thing that he's forgetting is that
becoming more gimmick than rap.
Exactly. I'm like, you added a gimmick to talent, to skill. Like, you were good with a pen from the beginning. Adding the gimmick made you stand out from these other guys that were also good with one. But now it's just becoming the gimmick. That's Uno Lavos started out with a gimmick because it's like he understood what people liked because he started off like being super intoxicated during his rap battles, and it was all jokes when he rhymed, and like mom jokes. Like, I'm not talking about super incredibly complex jokes, guys. He was battle rapping and telling mom jokes, and winning. even when he was losing, it was entertaining. And like his job, his day job is a milkman, and he's been honest about that from like the beginning, and that plays a part of the humor. It's ridiculous. But then after he
hold on, there's still milkmen in 2014.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, that's a real thing. But after he gained notoriety off of his gimmick, because of course when you move up with a gimmick, people start to question your skill, right?
Mm-hmm.
They did that with him, and then he freaking ended one guy's career with one of his battles. Like, it was no jokes. He destroyed the guy. And now he has a balance between jokes and lyricism, and he's damn near unstoppable because he knows how to entertain the crowd, but he also throws some sick punches in there. And like the alcohol thing that he used to run with, that's not a part of his image anymore. Because he used to just be like super drunk and your mom is such and such or whatever, but now it's like bars and occasional jokes thrown in. He's serious.
Well, as the cool kids say, life comes at you fast.
It comes at you real fast when you end up squatting on stage trying to take a shit because everybody hates you.
Do you think I killed his career? Is he done? Is that it?
Daylight's career, it really may have been. When I first saw it, I was like, I am just about done with this guy, and I said just about because that Daylight is still in there somewhere. That old Daylight, because we're 2 battles removed from him having one of his best battles of his career. So
Always darkest before the dawn, right?
Right. So I'm hoping he makes a comeback. I hope he gets Joe Hova back in the battle rap.
Nah.
You know what? Hey, I know some battles that'll get Joe back, so I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, I could probably link like 5 of them that are just.
Sorry, you guys are breaking up. I can't hear you.
That's cool. I'll send you an email. I got like 2 of your emails, bro.
Damn.
Just spam your Twitter page with random rap battles.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Yeah, be ready. No Daylight though. I'll keep Daylight out of it. All right, but let's go ahead and jump into the next topic. Did everybody give their opinion on one shot?
I mean, I ended up getting skipped, but that's all right.
My bad. No, jump. We got off.
I guess we got on that, right? Doing this one a little bit late, but you know, I guess my gut reaction is that I don't want to like it, and that, you know, it's just kind of another jab in the face of all the things I think are wrong with hip hop, and I guess I can kind of see where it could be absolutely terrible. But at the end of the day, I'm probably still gonna watch it. Like that's what it came down to. I was thinking like, oh, it could be full of scripted events. It could have a bunch of, you know, whack boast money rappers. It could be just something completely not what I want and what I think it could be, because I think it has the potential to be something. But at the end of the day, when that show comes out, I'm probably gonna watch it. So what does that say?
So from the beginning of your statement, it sounds like your fear is one of my lesser fears, is that the rap battle format is going to promote a lyricism that we don't particularly enjoy.
That's part of it.
Like that?
Events.
Yeah, not necessarily that, but the brag rap, the braggadocious
Right.
rap.
Okay.
And the I wish LJ was on here for this, but you know, the dissing the imaginary rapper.
Yup.
Lyricism, like they always have a beef with someone or whatever, or they're insulting someone, that kind of rap. And this if it's in a rap battle format, it's hard to get away from that.
Right, I just almost feel like I feel like it's going to kind of embody what mainstream hip hop is, and not necessarily what hip hop, you know, what hip hop represents to me and what hip hop represents to a lot of people that are really into this stuff. To a passerby, I'm just afraid that it's going to be nothing but boast rhymes and diss tracks, and you know, I'm worried about the format. I'm worried that they're going to turn it into some stupid scripted drama instead of, you know, a competition style show, because details are pretty leery at this point.
Well, you know, rappers want to be actors. So
exactly.
So
that thought came to my mind too. Like, everybody's, what if they end up putting like 12 guys in a house? And it's you know, a weekly battle rap competition with the last one getting eliminated. Like, I don't want it to become a house show. I don't want this to be like Big Brother, the rap version.
Like if they did it like Charles was saying earlier, if they did it with the approach of the White Rapper show, which they had like a bunch of different challenges and they'd have like guests come in, like it was so cool how they did that. Like if they did something similar to that, I think it would take off.
Yeah, because it was more the events that they had scheduled. Because you can have a bunch of events happen and it still turn into drama like freaking Real World or Road Rules or something. But
Right.
everything that they scheduled in the White Rapper show was geared towards rap. So it was like, can you do this? Can you do this type of track? And it wasn't always, battle between them. It was just like stick on this kind of topic or something like that. And if they continue to, drop that kind of stuff in there, there won't be room for drama. It'll be perfect.
We'll see. When's this? I assume this is supposed to come out fall of next year.
Probably
when's
so,
this
because
actually
I
supposed
don't. I think they're just like collecting names right now.
Okay.
Yeah, they're still doing the whole process of getting the people together because they're doing like what do you call them, the tryouts, I guess. They're doing them in like Atlanta, New York, Chicago, LA, like a whole bunch of cities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you know what? Another faith that we should hold dear to is that maybe the type of rapper that we enjoy is going to get up there and kind of go against the mold.
Right. If there's that one guy that goes against the mold, like I might still keep tuning in. like rooting for him, him or her or whoever he or she may be. Like,
Yeah.
if the more diversity there is in it, I think the more likely it will have a chance to appeal to a lot of audiences and succeed in that rank. But I'm still definitely, my gut reaction is I don't feel comfortable with it.
Yeah. Another slight thing to be worried about is that it'll get too infiltrated with rap battlers. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, like, rap battlers have their own notoriety in their field. I don't want them to infiltrate this one simply because a lot of these guys don't translate well to a studio, for one. And two, that's even more promotion of that type of lyricism that we're not necessarily looking for. And it's going to be the same thing. Like, I want this to be cultivating young artists, like actual artists. Because I don't consider rap battlers artists.
Performers.
MCs. Kind of. I don't know. I'll have to go into detail
It's
about
fun
it.
to watch.
It's fun to watch. But there's no versatility.
Right, I still want to listen to a record.
Yeah, exactly. I want to listen to a record. And there's like, out of the hundreds of rap battlers, there's maybe 3 that I will listen to on an album.
Yeah, I can't name any that I'd listen to on an album.
Dude, it's going to take you a long time to get there. You just started, and I only recently may have found my 3rd and 2nd that I'll listen to.
Who's your first? Like, who is one guy that you definitely would say you'd listen to on a track that's also...
My first is Dumbfounded, which actually, going back to independent hip-hop, Rap Battle actually introduced me to him and a couple other independent artists. Dumbfounded and Wax. Wax is not a rap battler, but Dumbfounded worked with him. And Dumbfounded was on King of the Dot. No, he was on Grind Time on West Coast, Fresh Coast. And he was different in the sense that his was all comical. It was never, the gun bars and all that, which gets really tiring.
Bars? Like gunplay?
Yeah, like gunplay. You just wanted to say that, didn't you?
Gunplay?
But it was all comedy with him, and he was hysterical. And it wasn't all written too. He would freestyle some of it and rebuttal a lot of things. And he's not a rap battler now because he found success as an artist, and his stuff is pretty dope. So he's definitely my number 1.
A lot of the Rhymesayers got their start rap battling, like in Scribble Jam and shit.
That's true.
Like Brother Ali drops one of the dopest verses I've ever heard on a rap battle. He just gets in some dude's face and
destroys him. But that's not how I got my start with them though. The rap battle, I became aware of that after the fact. But I guess number 2, Loaded Lux is pretty good on the tracks that I've heard. I haven't listened to the full album yet. And then another guy, 100 Bullets, from King of the Dot. He's not bad. In battle rap or over mic. And you actually, I got to get you to watch some of his battles because he's one of the more impressive rap battlers out there.
Did you say 100 Bullets?
His name is 100 Bullets.
Bullets going guns, gunplay.
I'm glad glad you get that out your system.
Yeah.
You good now, Joe? Like
No, because I'm gonna keep talking about how Gunplay had a dope mixtape.
Hey, speak on it. Go ahead.
Go ahead, go.
Yo, Gunplay might have put out one of the better mixtapes I've heard all this year. And he's rapping over other people's instrumentals about half of it.
That's a big statement now.
It's a damn shame that he is in label purgatory.
Like Tyga?
Tyga did that on his own.
Did you see him and Mac Main went at it on Twitter?
Yes, because I retweeted Mac Main and say, "Woo, kid!"
Shots fired. So Gunplay has one of the better mixtapes, huh?
Yeah, I listened to it at work. I took Friday off from work, but I listened to it like Wednesday and Thursday at work, and it was dope.
What's the name of the tape?
I think it's self-titled.
Okay, I'll find it.
I'm going to take it with a grain of salt because Joe is a huge Gunplay fan.
Yo, I'm telling you, Gunplay had some bars on this one.
All right. Are we getting that cartoons and serial Gunplay through the whole thing?
Not through the whole thing, but there's glimpses of it.
All right, because if I hear that, then I'm fine because that's what made me give Gunplay a second chance. The verse on there was ridiculous. But Joe got his plug in. We can go ahead and jump into another project that we can speak on. Kembe X. You guys are probably tired of me talking about Chicago hip-hop artists like freaking Saba, Alex Wiley, and Mick Jenkins.
Jenkins.
There's even more. Yeah, Mick Jenkins is ill. Like,
Yo,
this project's still in rotation.
Before you talk about the Kembe X, can we talk about Mick Jenkins and I don't know how to pronounce the dude's name, but that
I know what you're talking about. That Treat Me Like I'm Caucasian.
Yes,
Caucasian.
that is an incredible song, and everybody needs to watch the video for it.
It really, really is. Matter of fact, when we set the post up for this, I'll put it in the link and in the post itself. I can't remember the other guy's name.
It's Supa and then BWE. I don't know if those are initials or if you have a certain pronunciation for it.
Super Boy.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but it's his song featuring Mick Jenkins, and the video shows a couple parallels between the perceptions of two black guys, a light skinned guy and a dark skinned guy, and going to different things or whatever. But it's basically with everything going on right now with like Ferguson and these cop killings and just violence in general. There's a lot of people that try to downplay it.
Like there's a lot of people
that still think,
there's a lot of people that still don't think racial profiling exists.
Yeah, and it blows my mind.
And most of those people are the kind of people that don't have to go through racial profiling.
Exactly.
Bingo.
They don't try to seek perspective from these other people.
And you know what? And you know what's crazy is like I grew up and both my best friends were black, so like they experienced it and I saw it. But I hadn't experienced it in forever until we went to South by Southwest this year.
Now, how did you experience it there?
With Dot and your boy Gut, we went to a bar and the dude didn't want to let him or Dot in, but he barely looked at my ID.
See, I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, I thought you knew about that. Yeah, we went to a bar after the Rick Ross show, and he was looking at Dot's ID like it was a fake, and he was like looking around the edges of it and on the back and flipping it, and he did the same thing to Gut.
I had to let him in there.
Yep.
On a side note, I feel like I'd need a drink after a Rick Ross show.
Side note from your side note.
You would need a drink before that, actually.
Probably.
Side note of your side note. Rick Ross's first half was good. His second half sucked, and we left.
Okay, fair enough. To go get a drink.
That's perfect. But yeah, I didn't know that happened. But those types of things happen all the time.
Yeah.
And, like I dealt with it a lot in Birmingham. There's probably a video, maybe on YouTube, with me in it. But there's this group of guys that tried to go into this club. They were freaking dressed to the nines, upstanding looking dudes, everything fine. But it was three or four black guys, and with me it was me, one other black guy, a white girl, and a white guy, and we were behind them, and he wouldn't let them in, and he wouldn't even give them a reason. Like this place was pretty blatant about
the racism.
Yeah, because like on the wall, there was a list of things you couldn't wear.
Yeah, I know a club
Yep.
just like that. No urban clothing. Why don't they just put no black people sign on it?
Exactly. Like the logo couldn't be a certain size or this particular brand. Like it was blatant, and like people were okay with that. And it happened to these guys, and even though they fit everything on that list.
Skin color didn't.
Yeah, skin color didn't, and they lost it. And one of the dudes, like, they left and went to a car, and they got a camera, and they came back and were just raising hell. And I was like in that video. It was ridiculous. but those types of things, that's a small thing. That's not being let into a club. But these things happen on a much, much larger scale.
There's a club I won't frequent for that exact reason. There's a sign on the outside that says, "No urban clothing, flat brim hats, this, that, da 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 da." One of my best friends, his name's Mike. Like, he's black, and he got shit going in there once. And I was just like, after that, I was like, it's called the Waterway in York, Pennsylvania. Like, I won't go there anymore. I just simply will not frequent that place because like they're pretentious assholes, and simply it just bothers me.
Yeah, I definitely understand. Like, this place was called 1120. It's called Bacchus now, and it's still pretty bad. It's not as bad as before because they have a different doorman, and different owners. But the day that I stopped going there, because I was naive, and I was like, at that point, at that age, I was like, hey, I know how to get in here. I got the right group of people, and I would still go. I was an idiot. But one day I went in. And some friends of mine tried to get in.
Right, as soon as you're not the token anymore, then it becomes a problem, doesn't it?
Basically. And like, my friends couldn't get in, and the guy told him, because I went down to the door, he said his shorts were too short. And first off, that blew my mind. I'm like, okay, whatever. But my friend had come from work and had wore jeans, so he was like, I'm going to just go change. So he leaves from the line, and then the next guy, who's a white guy, has these super fratty daddy shorts on, super short. And that same freaking khaki as the other guy, my friend that left, and he got in with no problem. And then like the whole flat brimmed hat thing, that's a rule too. And you're also not supposed to wear white T-shirts.
White, specifically like wife beaters, like white sleeveless tees.
Well, white. No, just white T-shirts. Period. Because this was around the time where that was a popular thing.
Yep.
And he didn't turn away a white guy that had it on. Like there was I stood there and waited for my friend to come back and watched as he let people in, and noticed the discernment between them. And yeah, I was done after that day. It's like it just a light bulb went off, and I was like, I don't know, because I was super naive before that, and then it clicked then, and I was like, all right, yeah. Why do I want to continue going to a place where I'm not really wanted there? Basically, and this song, "Treat Me Caucasian," sheds a light on that. And Mick Jenkins, his verse is like. We know as listeners of him. I don't know if Rich has yet, but we know that he doesn't pull punches, and his lyricism, his flow is very aggressive, and it's definitely aggressive in this track.
He said, "I'm like 14," and something about Skittles, and I instantly pictured Trayvon.
Yeah, he went straight into that. There was no build up for it. That's what he started with, and just I can't wait to get feedback on that track once everybody hears it. But,
yeah, I'm gonna listen to it right after this.
Yeah, it's nuts.
But even his Martyrs track kind of touches on racism a little bit, and how
it does.
You need to start. If you want to be treated equal, you got to start acting the part too.
True, but Martyrs touches more on a different side of it, though.
Sure, for sure.
Because he talks on what's glorified as the image for black men.
Chief Keef's new Porsche.
Right.
Exactly. And basically saying that we need to take responsibility for it because we're hanging ourselves.
That line gets me every time, dude. The Chief Keef new Porsche thing.
Chief Keef new Porsche.
Chief Keef new Porsche.
Yeah. His whole project struck some chords, man.
Oh, that water is like, Richard. If you haven't listened to it, you gotta go listen to Mick Jenkins' The Waters. It's
It's phenomenal.
It's phenomenal from start to end. Like
I would say it's the best project of the year for me.
I would also, I would reverberate that sentiment. Like I think it's definitely up there. Pretty much like I've said it a couple times. I don't know what the fuck is going on in Chicago, because there are just it's insane right now. Like, No Name Gypsy is another one that everyone should go listen to. This lady just dropped some amazing content. It makes me excited about the things that are happening in Chicago right now. Make me excited about hip hop again, because it's moving the lyricism back into a socially conscious medium that could possibly, maybe not, but could possibly work its way into the mainstream audience, which in the end, people follow like sheep. If it could bring a new resurgence and a new wave of socially conscious rappers to a much larger group of people.
Yeah. If it works how they're operating now, the mainstream focus would have to change in general, because they're not going the major label route. None of them are.
No, not even. The biggest one out of that group is probably Chance the Rapper, and he's not even really going major label, and people know his name.
Yeah, and he's on major stages.
His mixtape's platinum right now on Dat Piff. I think it's double plat. I think it's got over 500,000 downloads on it now, so it's double plat.
Yeah, and he's sharing stages with these label artists, and I can guarantee you this: they're not making as much as he is, just because of their label deals. Like, that's a different facet of this whole thing. But with the kind of contracts that they have to sign to get on those stages, for him to go the completely independent route like he's doing, that's a big deal, and it's a really big deal for him to reach this level.
Like to me, acid rap almost sounds like nothing sounds quite like acid rap,
right.
in my opinion. But acid rap definitely sounds like something that a large audience would enjoy.
Yes.
Even though it's not necessarily
he got a really good balance.
Yeah, no, I love his flow. I like the balance between socially conscious, content and just fucking around. Like, I think he does a really, really good job in mixing it up and making it fun, but still making you think about things.
Yeah, and it's really honest, and a lot of it is really positive as well.
There's a few too many drug references. Like, there's a lot of drug references in that especially to acid, and I really don't mess with hard drugs of any sort. So I lose a little bit of the it doesn't relate to me as much in that regard. But there's still plenty of tracks on acid rap, like Cocoa Butter Kisses, that that I can easily relate to. That track that he did with Childish Gambino, favorite song. Like, I still love that shit, man.
Yeah, and Paranoia is a pretty powerful song.
Definitely. Right, because it cuts. It's a Pusha Man.
And then it goes into Paranoia after like 20 seconds.
Yeah, like it cuts, and you're like, what the hell is going on here? And then Paranoia comes on, and...
Yeah, and it's crazy because, you have the drug references, which Pusha Man is one of those.
Yeah, Pusha Man has them.
For it to
break down my weed sometimes.
Yeah, but to cut into Paranoia, which is nothing like that.
Which I think, honestly, that whole Pusha Man's mostly about weed. And then the Paranoia the Paranoia side of that track kind of the side of what
smoking too much
reefer, yeah.
Yeah.
So they really, even though they're sonically different, the tracks actually work really well together.
Yeah, it's freaking amazing.
I love the
sequencing. I didn't even think about that in its entirety, but I already love that song a whole lot.
The sequencing of that whole album is really good.
True that. Rich, have you listened to Chance often? Or at all?
I haven't. You talking about Chance the Rapper?
Yeah.
Nah, man. I got to catch up on quite a few people.
Yeah, we got to get
rap's worth it.
Absolutely, and Mick Jenkins and everything. But, leading into our next topic, another Chicago artist. Segue, word up. Kembe X, another Chicago artist who is, out of the people that we've talked about on the podcast occasionally, he's more affiliated with Mick Jenkins and Alex Wiley, who did Village Party, which is a good project as well. I'll talk about the Alex Wilder project a different time because I can go a long time for that. That's one of the things I've been listening to a lot.
Yeah, I feel like we're already running over on time, aren't we?
Yeah.
This is the longest one. This is gonna be the longest one that we've done so far. Like even
You think? I think we had a 2-hour one once, didn't we? We had a 2-hour show.
I think so. Maybe so.
Close to it.
You going for 3 hours tonight? You said.
Nah, we ain't gonna do all that.
that.
But Kembe, it was actually Scion, the car company. Yes.
Right, Toyota.
Toyota. They have a Scion AV division, and I don't know what their ultimate goal is with this, but they've reached out to lesser known artists to collaborate and get some original music under the Scion AV title. And Kembe X is the first one that they did work with, and he did the Scion AV EP, which is actually just a Kembe X self-titled EP or whatever. Yeah. It's 5 tracks long, and we listened to it. All of us listened to it.
Well, y'all, I
oh, you didn't get a chance?
You didn't listen to it?
Yeah, I was driving back from Orlando today, so.
Oh, I was actually looking forward to your feedback the most.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to listen. I'll listen to it tomorrow night, though.
All right, cool. We'll definitely get some feedback from you on it. But Matt, you want to start it off?
Yeah, sure.
All right, go ready.
Overall, and you and I talked about this a little bit, why I shouldn't judge it the way I'm going to a little bit, but overall, I liked it. There was a couple, actually, we've heard a couple of the tracks. It's like As I Unfold has been floating around for a while, the one with Absol and Alex Wiley on it. I really liked Poker Face. I think Poker Face is probably the best track on there.
That's my least favorite.
Really? I thought the hook was great. I liked it. I'm interested to know what your favorite track on there is. I have a feeling it's going to be my least favorite.
Yeah, probably.
Because I think I already know where you're going to go with it. But, Self-Appreciation was good. My problem, and I looked and looked and looked and looked and looked. I cannot find an unedited version of, an unedited cut of this mixtape anywhere. Like, I couldn't find it on YouTube. I couldn't find it on DatPiff. I couldn't find it on any of the major hip-hop sites. I don't know if that was Scion, the person, the company that presented the EP.
I'm pretty sure that's why.
And what's weird to me is they take out the drug references and the N-word, but they don't take out the shits or fucks. Like the shits and fucks are perfectly fine; those stay, right? But as soon as we say reefer or weed or chronic or something, that gets a little DJ scratch on it for some reason. Like it made it. Like, you're right. Maybe I shouldn't judge the quality of the project. Because the quality of the project, it's obvious Kembe X is another solid Chicago MC to add to a full roster full of solid Chicago MCs.
Yep.
They were socially conscious, flow was great, delivery was great, schemes were good, all that. I just had a harder time getting into it than I should have. Like, I'm a grown ass man. Like, I can hear all the N-words and all the reefer references I want. Right? I don't feel the need to have I hate when people edit art. Like, this is a peeve of mine from the beginning. You shouldn't edit somebody's artistic endeavor. And if it's clear that it wasn't supposed to be edited in the first place, and I can't even find an unedited cut, that just makes it harder for me to get into the project. Because as soon as I'm following a scheme and all of a sudden there's a wah, 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 like, it throws me off, and it just almost seems ingenuine. But the project was good. I definitely want to hear more from Kembe X.
That was like the best rant ever because you ended it with, the project was good though.
It really was. Yeah, Matt mentioned that to me as he was listening to it, and I feel you.
I think I just put whack in all capital marks. Whack.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, look, I understand why. If Scion is trying to market to a very, very large audience, and this is their first foray into it, with it being a car company, of course they're going to go for a family-oriented thing. And
don't do hip-hop!
Hey, but they did, and they edited it, but they didn't try to stifle his words. Like, they didn't tell him, hey, you can only talk about this or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but I feel like by then letting him have control of the project and then getting an editor's grubby hands on it and replacing all those with scratch marks in a way they did.
Like I said, essentially from what you guys are describing, like he should have just been rapping about their damn cars.
No,
Right, that's kind of how I feel.
No, because that's not the logical step from what we've got. Like, a couple scratches didn't completely water down this project to make it some freaking, like the freaking Busta Rhymes.
There's not a couple scratches. There's like 20 a track. There's a lot of them. They're everywhere.
This is not Busta Rhymes in the freaking white minivan family rap commercial type of commercialization going on right now. Like, we still got to hear Kembe X as himself. It's
And that's a fair enough statement. Yeah, they were, and I guess the beef I have is the fact that it goes to a deeper sentiment that I just don't appreciate editing somebody's original creativity. I still like the project, and I would like, if I can eventually find an unedited cut everywhere, I would probably go further to say that I really like the project. I have to give it a notch back because you don't even sure, it's presented by Scion AV, but is there any reason that you can't float around an unedited copy somewhere?
I'm sure there's a timestamp on that.
Maybe, yeah, there probably is like a 90-day timestamp or something.
Yeah, there's probably a timestamp, and I think after that stamp is up, we'll get the unedited one. Because
all right, fair enough.
Just like you get DJ mixtapes where you'll get like DJ drama all over it, and then a few months later we'll get the the no DJ version of it. I think we're gonna get a similar thing with this. And my thoughts on the project. Well, actually, first, Rich, did you get to listen to it?
Yes, I did get to listen to it, and just allow me to say this before I get started. I'm very disappointed that Joe Hobart didn't listen to it because it makes my job a lot more difficult.
Yeah, because I can't just reflect I can't reflect what he's saying.
Yes. Well, let me just say this. From what I heard, I thought it sounded great. The track with Absol was great. I have to say, track 1 and 3 sounded a little similar.
One's the intro. That's intentional, I think.
I got you. Okay. I need, like it was said earlier in this show, I did not give myself enough time to really have a full train of thoughts of things to say about it. But overall, I thought it sounded great. I need to listen to some more, though, to tell you what I feel beyond that.
Gotcha.
Would you listen to it again voluntarily?
Yeah, I was going to ask the same thing.
Well, that's a very good question. Yeah, sure. I'm always up for listening to new and exciting things.
Okay.
Definitely.
Word. Well, see, the goal of the first impressions is to get that unfiltered first listen and the feedback on it.
Yeah, I only listened to it one time through. I've only listened to each one of those tracks once.
Yeah. Like, I've listened to one of them more than once because it came out before the project, and there's a music video for it, and I love the song a whole lot.
That's As I Unfold, right?
Damn right.
Yeah, I knew as soon as I heard that, I was like, I've heard this song already. The Absol track. I like that one, too.
Yeah,
that's the song, Absol.
Yeah, but my thoughts on it, like, first off, I commend Scion for seeking out, lesser known talent, specifically a Chicago artist, especially with so much talent going on over there. Because with so many people, Kembe could have been easily swept under the rug with, Chance and Mick and Alex at the forefront. You know what I'm saying? But this he's on taking a different lane. But he's still not compromising his artistry at all. No matter what Matt says about the editing, he's still not compromising his art.
No, I don't think he compromised his art. I think Scion compromised his art.
I don't think so.
I want to make that clear. I don't disrespect the artist for it. I disrespect the people. I don't really appreciate what the people after that down the train did to this project thus far.
Gotcha. All right. And then this is a short 5-track EP. This is a small piece in order to even with us only listening to it once, 5 songs is not a lot to take to find out what an artist is about, really. But I think we came away with at least understanding that he's dope at what he does. Now, what's the best way to say it? Like, Poker Face is my least favorite. It's still not a bad track, but it's my least favorite. Production
You
is
liked I
solid.
Pray, didn't you?
That's one of mine, but my favorite is As I Unfold.
Okay, I like that. That's my second favorite on there.
Gotcha. I Pray, As I Unfold and I Pray were my standouts. Nothing on the EP was bad, but the other ones I don't think stood out from the rest. Topic matter doesn't really. It's not anything groundbreaking for about over half of the EP. It's just typical rap with slight introspect in the intro. Self Appreciation, you mentioned it. That song is really good. Much appreciated message in it. It's just like the beat didn't appeal to me as much. But overall, it's a good introduction to Kembe. If he can maintain or improve on what we've heard, then Chicago has another artist to hang its hat on. And they're running out of hats. They have to.
They have to be. Like, I think the hat store's all sold out.
Like, legit, they have to be. And then As I Unfold. I don't know if Scion was the spark for this collaboration, because, Absol's a bigger name.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they sparked it or if this was sought out by Kembe himself or if they have a relationship, outside of this project. But that collaboration is ill. Absol these days was bad, but he 90% of the time he's going to impress on his features. And this was another time that he does. But Kembe stepped his game up and delivered one of the better verses on this EP.
Maybe Absol's becoming a feature-only rapper.
Why'd you have to say it like that?
I was gonna say I think he's always been better I've always considered Absol as better as a feature rapper.
But did you listen to Control System?
No, I can't say I've listened to tracks off Control.
No, you gotta listen to Control System.
The whole thing.
You'll change your perspective on him always being on.
Yeah,
definitely.
Oh, the reason I said it like that is because I have some content that's gonna drop at some point about feature-only rappers.
This is gonna depress me.
Rose!
It's gonna be so depressing. But if Absol is devolving into that, I'll still tolerate it, just like I tolerate Andre 3000.
See, I don't think Andre 3000 is a feature rapper by any means, man. I still think he's great.
Well, you
but based on what? Because
based on Outkast records.
No, he is literally a feature rapper. Literally right now, he's. Only
maybe right now, but you're saying with the Absol, the reason to change my mind is one particular project. Well, I've got 3 or 4 of those from Outkast that will keep my mind changed for a long time to come. They're still great projects.
But we're also talking about Absol devolving into just that.
Fair enough.
And with Andre, you can't even argue that he's dropping singles and just albums. He's only doing features.
What?
That's it. And did y'all hear that there's a rumor that he is working on an album now, right?
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it or when I hear it.
Wait, who was this?
Andre
3000 of Outkast.
I heard there's an Outkast reunion album in the works as well.
Oh yeah, I haven't heard that.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I hear it because that "Looking for You" song off of I think it was off of Big Boy's first solo album. That was supposed to be just Andre 3000. Because I remember hearing it was like a minute 40 snippet of it, and it was just Andre's verse, and then it wound up being an Outkast song.
Uh-oh.
Interesting how that happens. I won't hold my breath. I definitely won't do that.
I like Big Boy's first solo record. I thought that was actually pretty decent.
Below is one of my favorites ever.
At this point, we're going to get new music from Andy Milonakis before Andre 3000.
Dude, some Andy Milonakis' shit is fucking stupid, funny, good. He did this. He was on this YouTube show called Picture Battle, where they basically it's like these little. They put an artist against another artist, and they put them up on separate videos where they show each one of the artists these pictures, and they have to drop they either write or freestyle some lines, and one of them they've got a picture of a Justin Bieber cake, and he drops this line and says, "Justin Bieber cake for my sweet 16. He's rapping on the radio a sweet 16." Like I freaking lost it. Like he's just stupid fun. Later in that same verse, they've got a picture of the Saddam Hussein playing cards, right? You know the ones that were floating around with the world terrorist leaders on it. And he says Saddam Hussein's got pocket rockets. He had a full house. Yeah, we had to stop it. Like it's not good, but it's funny and it's entertaining, and I appreciate. Like Andy Milonakis by no means claims to be a rapper, but he's still funny.
He's definitely entertaining for sure. But we'll go ahead and move into the next topic. And just so you guys know, that last topic that y'all see over there, I'm actually going to cut that one and save it for next time simply because I alone can talk for an hour on that topic.
Yeah, that one.
So we're gonna talk about LL.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up talking about LL Cool J.
Double L Cool J.
Yeah. So
Can I before we start this, can I say the story that I told you guys before we went on air about how I was talking to my girl about LL Cool J?
yes.
And we were discussing a song. I forget what we were discussing, but we were discussing like his good and his bad comeback.
Yeah, go right ahead.
I forget what we were talking about, how we even started talking about LL Cool J, but we were trying to think of like LL Cool J songs and stuff, and like we were talking about like his good comeback, which was like 2003 with Headsprung, or 2004, I think, I can't remember, and then his bad comeback, which was like I don't know, a few years ago. Like I don't get it. I don't get how you could have a bad comeback if you're LL Cool J.
Uh-oh.
You seem like you would have somebody in your camp to manage your quality at least, especially with you being such a big name. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Now, what songs like from each one of those comebacks stood out most, or do you recall?
Oh God, I don't remember because I haven't listened to LL. I just remember the stuff he was putting out like a few years back. It wasn't very good, and I didn't bother listening to it. But like I remember when Headsprung came out, and like because I had never listened to an LL track before that. Like I that was still when I was like kind of discovering hip hop. So I heard that I had to like do that with a lot of artists. I had to figure out like I got them in this form, and I had to learn their old records.
Man, we're gonna have to have a whole podcast about that.
Yeah, because that's how I discovered LL's old stuff. That's how I discovered. Well, I mean, Biggie wasn't putting out music back then like that, but like I remember I had to go back and search for his stuff too.
Biggie's got 2 records. That's it. Like there's only. Well, I mean, technically he's got 3.
But there's stuff like the Biggie duets that came out that could have been someone's introduction to them. Which I'm sorry if that
I would hope not.
But yeah, Biggie duets.
Oh my God, yo, fuck Jazzy Faye. I hate that dude so much. He has not updated his sound kits in like 10 years.
Oh my goodness! Like, why did I have to even do that? Because it reminds me of so many.
Fizzle.
But you know, one of the good things that came from the Biggie duets thing?
Dead Wrong.
Dead Wrong,
Dead Wrong,
and the mixtape, the Tupac duets. Did y'all ever get to listen to that?
No, because you know how I feel about Tupac.
Look, seriously though, I'm gonna link you to it.
No, please don't. Save your time.
I'm going to link you to it.
You really don't like Tupac?
I really don't like Tupac.
Oh man, there's some good Tupac. There's some bad Tupac too, but there's
Lots
some
of bad Tupac.
Dog, this Tupac duets is so dope. Like just a DJ splice some stuff together, and I usually hate when that happens.
I like
It's just
listening.
not pure.
I like listening to True Pac, who's 2 Chainz.
Are you serious?
Oh,
Are you? Did you really just say
I
that?
did. I went there.
You would put 2 Chainz above Tupac.
I wouldn't put him above him. I'm just saying I like listening to Tupac. Or
You
to
would
2 Chainz
rather
over
you would
Tupac.
rather listen to 2 Chainz than Tupac.
Yeah.
I can't talk to you anymore, man. I'm out.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
gone. See ya.
quick
I'm just
update
kidding.
before we go on to LL Cool J. When we do the last word on this podcast, it will be Joe's last actual word on the podcast. So,
Ooh, he's never coming back. Sorry.
Wisies.
never coming back. He's got to go. Like we can't have this. 2 Chainz over Tupac.
Oh
I
yeah,
can't remember.
them's fighting words.
He called
as the
him
kids
True
say.
Pac.
He did call him True Pac.
True Pac.
Yes. Horrible.
You do realize if you call him True Pac, that will be the third moniker he's gone by.
Dude, he could get a third wind and just keep going. He could rap under True Pac at 50. Oh man, I gotta get this to him somehow.
Just tweet when you're done with this, man.
If he does get a third win, I'm totally blaming you for it.
Good, and I will accept that blame.
Yeah, I actually will be perfectly happy if I never hear another 2 Chainz track again. Like, I'll be perfectly alright.
Yeah, I will not be disappointed if I never hear one. Except for that one track, the good music track. I can't
Mercy?
remember. Yeah, Mercy. I like that track though. But otherwise, I'm good. But let's go ahead and jump into LL Cool J's new track. You heard us right.
Oh God.
New track called "I'm Nice." It features Raekwon, Murder Mook, and some dude who really shouldn't have been given a freaking artist credit for just saying "I'm nice, nigga" on the hook.
Yeah, but he got one.
But he got, I think it was Ron
Browse? Yeah, I've never even, I'm like, who the hell is
No.
Ron Browse?
No,
Yeah.
not Ron Browse. I was just wondering about this dude the other day.
And see, you refused to go watch the video.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah, after this I might have to because I was such a big fan of Ron Browse and Pop Champagne.
Yeah,
Charles
well,
already got it. Like, that's literally all it is that
all
little
he
refrain.
says is "I'm nice, nigga," and it's not like he says it in like a unique Ron Browse voice or auto-tuned.
Hey there, boy.
All he says is "I'm nice, nigga." That's it.
Over like at least 20 times. Like that's the whole hook.
Yeah, I'm nice, nigga. That's it.
Ron Browse, but bless his soul. I'm so glad he's still alive doing stuff because I didn't know where he was.
Now you do. He's on an LL Cool J track.
Oh my God.
Stepping up in the world.
Like, what is more depressing, LL coming back or your career being like attached to that as a resurgence for you? Like, not only is LL trying to bring himself back, you're hitched to his coattail, attempting to come back with a very poor hook also.
Well, I mean, you gotta look at it too. Like, who else has signed on for LL Cool J? And by the track listing, Murda Mook and Raekwon did too.
Well, I have perspective on both of those. One, Raekwon is like...
Raekwon's never not gonna be dope. Let's face it.
Yes, Raekwon is never not gonna be dope. And he's also, I put him in the same realm as Bun B. They would do a feature with anyone. So,
yo, we got to do a separate podcast just about that.
Yes, we definitely do. They will do.
Bun B has never done a feature he didn't like.
Exactly. And so with him co-signing LL, I am not putting any kind of weight on that. And then Murda Mook, I mean, that's a rap battler that is kind of getting some publicity now. So I'm not surprised that he jumped on this channel. I'm sad that it had to be on the LL track. But he delivered the best verse on the track, in my opinion.
See, I think Raekwon did. Like, I thought Raekwon stole
What
it.
was Raekwon talking about?
Yo, Raekwon don't even gotta make sense.
He don't. Yeah, exactly. It don't even
sense.
need to make sense.
Because you know,
It never makes sense.
because you know he's already talking about drugs. You already know Raekwon's talking about. I mean, his dopest album is only built for Cuban links. Like, he's always gonna talk about drugs.
I know, but does he even realize he's talking about drugs at this point?
Does he?
Just, like the analogies and the statements and my issue with Raekwon, and it may be that he's using lingo that only drug
New
dealers
Yorkers know.
But I'm like, it's like you're telling a 16-bar inside joke, and I don't know what's going on.
And I just don't get it.
Oh my dude, that might be the best analogy for not understanding a rap verse.
Yeah.
Like, it is crazy because like Only Built for Cuban Links is dope. Only Built for Cuban Links 2 is dope. But my statement still stands. I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, I like your delivery, man. I hear a rhyme scheme in there somewhere, but what the fuck are you going on about?
Yo,
Exactly.
speaking about that, like, did anybody get his Blind Threats verse for Schoolboy?
I don't even
No.
know if I heard that.
No,
I still have no clue what he's talking about on there.
it's not like, and it's not like where you can criticize Rick Ross. Remember on that Nas track, Accident Murderers, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Rick Ross jumps on there and talks about nothing related to what the song is about, right? You can't even say that about Raekwon's verse because you don't know what he's
See, now I'm gonna have to go listen to Raekwon's verse like 20 times and see if I can figure out what's going
He's
on.
probably more on topic than the artist that that's headlining in it, but we don't know.
I mean, I'm assuming he's talking about how nice he is.
Maybe.
Maybe. But I think Ron Brow's got that on lockdown, so.
Ether boy.
I'm nice, nigga. All right.
Yo, Ron Brow's really used to run around singing Ether Boy.
No, he should.
I can't
retire
believe
again.
this.
He should
Oh my
retire
God.
again.
Ron Brow's, Jesus Christ, my day's been made.
And we just
Why didn't you go listen to it? We told you to go
we're
listen to it.
We are hosting a podcast with the one person that was checking for Ron Browse in the entire world.
Who refused to listen to the track because it was LL Cool J.
And Murder Moose.
Yeah.
Murder Mook, yeah.
All right, but back to the track. Murder Mook had the most impressive verse in my opinion, simply because I understood it and it was dope. And LL with artists like LL Cool J, I may be wrong for having this mindset, but when people like him or Ludacris or Nelly or even Busta Rhymes at this point, when they rap, it's just like when you listen to someone sing the national anthem. You're just waiting for them to mess up. You just don't want it to happen because you feel so bad.
Yes.
So when I listen to their verse, I'm just hoping that they don't say something absolutely stupid. And what happened with this track is LL did not.
I thought he held it down the entire time. Like, I thought it was an alright verse.
He didn't throw himself under the bus. So I was like, okay, he survived it. So it's a good return for him, with everybody else doing well on the track. What did you think, Matt?
I like the track. Like, again, you're right. I really have no freaking clue what Raekwon was talking about. I also wasn't aware that dude got husky. Like, I don't remember him being husky circa 1994.
Raekwon's been big for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raekwon the chef.
I Murder Mook's verse was good. And I kind of feel the same way about the LL verse. Like, I was like, I was like, all right. I figured he was gonna go first. He didn't. I was like, all right, Raekwon. And then Murder Mook, I was like, all right, he didn't go second. So the entire time.
Actually, wait, pause, guys. He didn't know that was Raekwon first.
Yeah. I was like, who's fitting first? Like, because he just looks different to me now. I haven't seen him on a video in a while. But
the big question mark that popped up over your head should have told you who it was.
Yeah, that's a good point. When LL got but it was kind of the same thing. Like, I was just waiting for LL's verse to hear how bad it was gonna be, right? Like, the entire time I was like, all right, both these dudes killed it. Now let's hear LL Cool J just completely drop this track, and he didn't. I can't think of any standout lines from the first listen, but it was overall like a good beat, decent track. Even the hook was weak, but I guess it worked. And
No, it didn't work. It was terrible.
It was a bad hook, but you know what? At the end of it, I still listened to the track for the entire 4 minutes, which is more than I can say for that Rick Ross track from the other week,
Project Pato.
where I just listened to Project. Like, I would literally skip to 3 minutes and 40 seconds so I can listen to Project Pat's verse.
That hook. But yeah, the beat is dope. I like the beat.
Yeah, I also enjoyed the beat.
Rich, your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought the song was okay. Here's the thing, LL Cool J, as you said before, a lot of comebacks, this and that. I like the approach to this song, whereas LL normally be doing these love songs, like the little joint he did with Boys to Men. Well, he says right in the beginning, this is not a love song. I like that approach. That is just straight up rapping about whatever.
Yeah, true.
A lot of great visuals. When I say visuals, I mean the women. I'm surprised that none of y'all mentioned that. So
We tend not to, honestly. Like nobody even mentioned the titties in the Rick Ross verse the Rick Ross track the other week. Like we just completely skipped over the fact there's bare ass tits in that video.
Uh-oh.
Like straight up, you can find an unedited version of this video, titties, like unedited titties, and nobody cared to even mention it. Like we just talked about the song.
No, I didn't watch the video. I actually just listened to the song because I don't want to watch Rick Ross videos anymore.
On the Rick Ross one, I started the video, but I went to a different tab. Just saying. And this one, I did see the chicks in it, but like. I don't know. I think I was just stuck in the mindset of please don't screw up the national anthem.
Right.
The whole time I was just focused on that. So.
Like I have this thing about like artists who like they've been rapping forever, and it's like I just don't. What more do you have to rap about?
Right. What else can you say that you haven't already said?
Exactly, which is it leads into the reasoning why like I really don't care for Lil Wayne's music anymore, because like he basically out-rapped everything he had. And I look at older artists like that, like Ludacris puts out new music. I'm just like, what can you rap about now? Like you have rapped about everything. Like
yeah, well the good thing for
Luda had some alright albums too, though.
Yeah, the good thing for Wayne is that there's a lot of artists ghostwriting and stuff that didn't have those albums.
And see, that's what we thought Snoop would be like, because Snoop Dogg, he openly came out and said a few years back that he was going to use ghostwriters, and then like his music started like tailing off, kind of like it was good, but like it was just like it wasn't that same Snoop. So it's just like, I don't want to hear it no more.
It's nowhere near the same Snoop, but it still somehow remained entertaining because Sexual Eruption or Sensual Seduction,
man, Shawty Red should have won a Grammy for that.
Yeah, it was incredible. Like, that song, man. Never mind. We'll get into that.
Yeah, this is going to be a 3-hour podcast if we keep it up.
No, if we don't have the last topic, it definitely will. But yeah, Joe, you didn't listen to the track, so you don't have any insight on it.
Yeah, except for Ron Browse is back.
Are you going to go listen to it now that you know Ron Browse is on the track?
I may give it a spin just to hear Ron Browse.
Well, you're only going to hear him say the same thing.
Like, over and over.
In a very uninteresting way.
Two words I'm allowed to say and one I'm not.
So you can't even like get excited about it.
I can't even enjoy it.
Yeah, in privacy of your own bedroom, so there you go. Say all you want there.
Yeah, we're not going to jump into that last topic because it's really, really getting late. But let's go ahead and get the final words from everyone. We'll start off with Rich.
Well, I do want to say this. Thank you for having me on the show. I will have quite a lot more to say, and I hope you do bring up that next topic because, for the next time, because I got a lot to say about that topic, including the person that made such a ridiculous comment. So, yes.
Oh, yeah, we definitely got some words on her.
We could talk about her dance skills.
Absolutely. But thank you.
Word. I'm glad that you came on, man. As a matter of fact, this was a great podcast. Gary's going to be pissed that we ended up doing this.
Dude overslept. That's what he gets for living in England.
So pissed. Last word, Matt Dean.
Oh, yeah. I actually just want to give a shout-out to a good friend of mine. His name's Richard James. He goes by the moniker Good Goose. He put out a new mixtape. He's a producer. He put out a new mixtape called Songs to Quit Your Medication To. It's basically, it's like this mashup kind of DJ. I don't even know what to call it. I don't even think it has a genre. But it's cool. Like it's a lot of fun. SoundCloud.com/goodgoose. Songs to Quit Your Medication To. Check it out. It's definitely worth a spin.
Word up. I'll check it out for sure. The infamous Joe Hova and his last words.
No, I'm not gonna say it because
Don't say it.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it because Gucci Mane keeps giving us music when he's in jail.
That's true.
So
I'll say it. Free Gucci Man. Get him out of there. I don't want any more tracks for Gucci.
So I'm not gonna say it. I will, however, say that if you haven't checked out this singer, her name's Banks, and Charles knows about her. He was telling me that her project is good. Her project is really good. I still can't make it past like the first like 6 tracks because I find myself going through and playing them over and over and over again. So yeah, check that out. Check out that Gunplay mixtape and check out Tinashe's album because it is amazing.
Really?
Bated Breath is my favorite song of 2014.
All right, I'm gonna check.
Say that with every song you check out.
No.
Always your new favorite.
Okay, and so well, that's the thing. I realized that.
What was it like a month ago? You're that Wiz Khalifa track. You're like, this might be the best song of 2014.
Okay, and see, I realized that. That's why this is my definite final answer for 2014. This is my favorite best song.
We still got like 2 months left.
We still got Lupe's project. We still got
We're gonna hold you to that. You are not allowed to say best song of 2014.
Best song 2014. Tinashe Bated Breath.
Okay, that's it. Final answer.
That's it. That's all. Every time you bring that up, I will say Tinashe Bated Breath.
You got you realize you still got 10 weeks left, right?
I do.
It's like 10 more times to say best song of 2014.
Yeah, but if
Gunplay and Tinashe are gonna do a song together, and he's gonna come onto the podcast like, I apologize, but I have a new favorite.
No, because see, here's the thing. Like, it's taken this long for me to even say a song was the best of the year. Like, because that Wiz song came out in, I don't know, it was like August, I think. So
late July, early August, something like that.
Yeah, so it took me 7-8 months to actually say that about a song. So I don't think I'll hear any more like that.
Kanye, Lupe, and Jay Electronica are looking at you with the side eye right now. Because you're just forsaking them.
I don't acknowledge the fact that Jay Electronica and Lupe Fiasco make music.
Ooh. Lupe's done. Lupe will always be Food and Liquor to me, and that's about it.
Hey, the Cool is amazing.
The Cool is also really, really good. I still personally think that Food and Liquor is better.
All right. I feel that way on different days. It really fluctuates.
You can go back and forth, right?
Yeah. But my final word is I believe Joe's favorite is going to change by the end of the year. And
if True Rock drops something,
I stand by that.
Whoa.
Wait. If who?
True Pac, 2 Chainz.
And my other final word is that
Joe will no longer be joining us on the show.
I hope you all enjoyed Joe on the show. You can catch him on a radio station out of Augusta if you want to hear him again, because you're not going to hear him. Yeah, man, Joe. If you want to get an extra final word in, that's cool, man. Just say bye to the people.
Just say bye.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Well, my true final word is give Kembe X Scion AV EP a listen whenever you get the chance, and also Rhapsody dropped an EP, Beauty and the Beast. We're going to do a first impressions on that one, a written one, and we'll probably talk about it in the next podcast. But my current favorite song of 2014 is by Rhapsody, Hard to Choose, produced by Ninth Wonder. It is an incredible song, and I've heard some really dope stuff, so it's hard to put that up there, but that song hits home with just her, the rhyming, talking about hip-hop kind of in the passing ways, talks about hip-hop and some things going on in Ferguson and all that, or just in general. It's a short song. I wish it were a lot longer, but there's no filler in this track. It's straight to the point.
And what's the name of that track?
Hard to Choose.
Hard to Choose. Rhapsody?
Rhapsody, yeah. And it's a very relatable track for me. It's really dope, and it hit home on a few things. But yeah, that has been the Knights of the Turntable podcast number 8. Thank you for tuning in. We will be back next week, barring any schedule issues. Apparently, we're getting to the point where we'll start taking some people out of the equation if we have to, if they want to snooze.
Shots fired. Shots fired edition.
Yeah, but we'll see you all next week. Peace out.
Later.